Since it was founded in 1987, Tacoar has developed and distributed to various countries the most modern automotive system for light, medium and heavy vehicles, providing the market with a broad range of products like onboard tire pressure gauges, climatizers, automatic and permanent tire balancing, Tacoar high-performance climatizers are appliances built to the highest levels of quality, which provide the driver with greatest comfort among all models of the kind, allied to the most perfect internal and external design. Installation is simple, being sufficient to observe and take care of some details. In the truck, remove the solar roof frame carefully so as not to damage the piece or the truck's lining, and then remove the solar roof itself. Finally, the original rubber ceiling, which will be replaced with the Tacoar appropriate rubber ceiling for use with the climatizer. Some vehicles have a larger solar roof opening. In such cases, we install an adapter piece. The fixing supports are also installed with the formerly removed original bolts, measuring so that they remain in the proper position to receive the Tacoar climatizer. The plastic protections are removed from the Tacoar climatizer, which, prior to being installed, receives the Tacoar logo, which is not factory applied, so as not to inconvenience any eventual painting, since all climatizers leave the factory painted white. The climatizer is raised, carefully handling it on the outside and placed over the cabin, not forgetting care with the electric cabling and the hoses. From the inside, the climatizer is moved to the proper place for installing, fastening it to the fixing supports, tightening the bolts alternatively. If necessary, the handling attachment is removed so as to fit the climatizer's frame, fastening it with adequate screws. Outside, the best place for installing the rectangular tank must be found, which can be horizontal or vertical, or even on the ladder at the back of the truck's cabin. There is also a frame tank attached to the truck's frame or body. Once the place for installing the rectangular tank has been decided, small marks should be made where the holes will be drilled for fastening its supports. When drilling, always use a limiter on the bit so the operation doesn't tear the internal lining, and drill carefully so as not to scratch the paint. For fastening the water tank supports, threaded bushings are placed in the drilled holes using a bushing riveter. Then the support bases are fixed, tightening the screws with an appropriate tool. Then the lower end of the support is installed for fitting the tank, when the hoses are measured from the pump and back to be connected to the tank, as well as the electric wiring and the pump and water sensor connections. A hole is drilled for passing the return hose, and then the blue cables are connected to the sensor and the red positive and black negative pump wiring to the terminals indicated on the pump. Then the 1/4-inch hose is connected to the water pump. Then the tank is turned over, leaving it in place and fastening the top end of the support. After that, the return hose is connected and the electric wiring is fastened with adhesive and straps going down the side of the cabin. An adequate place to connect the ground negative cable should be found. The positive cable should pass through the cabin frame in all its length, then on along the frame together with the truck's electric cabling up to the battery, where the fuse housing will be connected, minus the fuse, connecting it to the battery, and this connection should always be made using a joining terminal. Finally, we put the fuse in its housing, fill the tank with water, and test the Taco R Climatizer in the user's presence.